The non-toxic cleaning solution recipe that is so effective and cheap, it borders on magic, and best of all, it's proven to keep your babies, toddlers and pets 100% safe against harsh or toxic chemicals. Actually, there's nothing else like it out there. And now you can get it for free by clicking on the link below the video, no catch or strings attached. It also works for both carpet cleaning and general household cleaning, and is dirt cheap at only 0.005 of a cent per liter, and you heard right, it's virtually free. Incredibly, you can actually mix up to 18,000 by 2-liter bottles of this solution from one $20 bottle of concentrate. You should be skeptical when anything sounds too good to be true, so please don't believe me. All you have to do is check this screen grab on Amazon how this amazing non-toxic solution has already racked up more than 1,000 5-star reviews. Another great aspect of this absolute magic solution is that it consists of only 2 ingredients, one of them being hot water and the other, a single drop of this miraculous natural cleaning solution, available from Amazon or your local stockist. And despite it being non-toxic, it is a proven concentrated all-purpose cleaner that will impress you on even the toughest jobs. Made from plant-based surfactants, scented with pure fir and spruce essential oils, and no cheap, harsh pine stump oil. Also no synthetic dyes, fragrances or preservatives, and equally effective in hard or soft water. It rinses freely, and is 100% animal cruelty free. Just check what some of these happy users have to say about it. So here's a review from Jackie who says that it's a miracle product. I bought this after recommendation from a friend. Also wishing to reduce my consumption of toxic chemicals in the home. Very economical to use and a little goes a long way, using for laundry as well as house cleaning. And another from Asian Delight who says it's a brilliant multi-purpose product. Bought it, specifically to do the laundry. I add a tablespoon of it to bicarbonate soda and clothes come out fresh and clean, no more nasty chemicals. I also use it diluted to wash dishes, clean surfaces, mop floors. It's really brilliant at cutting through dirt and grease. Next time I'm going to go for the gallon bottle, I really love it. Then we have another one in the United Kingdom who says it's a great product. This has lasted me over 3 months as a washing detergent, and my clothes are in as great a condition as ever, and not to mention clean and great smelling, also harmless to the environment. Win-win, definitely converted to a greener way of cleaning. And here's Happy-Go-Lucky who says that he loves it and will never go back. Use this with glass spray bottles. You only need a tiny bit of this and it gives an amazing clean on surfaces, glass, floors and washing clothes too. Have vastly reduced my plastic footprint, saved money and freed up cupboard space. Now I don't have to buy tons of different cleaning products. And then we have Judy Bloom from the UK who says it's an eco-friendly product that is actually better than horrible toxic cleaners. Incredible product. I had a recent crisis when a pigeon got stuck in the chimney. In the process of trying to get out, the poor thing dislodged a huge amount of soot, covering everything in our sitting room with 3 inches of the stuff. I soaked all the sofa covers in Vanish, which did little to remove it. I used this product and removed it instantly. I hate using harmful products, but sometimes standard eco cleaners aren't man enough. Until now, brilliant for everything. I spot clean bed linen before washing, great for ovens, etc. So glad I found it. Smells lovely too, just perfect. And there are literally thousands more reviews like this. So if in the past you've spent thousands of dollars on harsh toxic detergents which aren't safe for babies and pets, it's not your fault. We're all bombarded and manipulated with ads for these all day long. In reality, the only thing holding you back from making that mistake again is that you've never discovered this amazing non-toxic solution until now. Luckily, just clicking the link under the video will instantly put your household on the way to a non-toxic environment, and there's no catch and no strings attached. Something else about it is that you'll also be joining in the fight to protect our environment from toxic chemicals, and with the planet as polluted as it is, every bit helps. This solution will allow you to confidently walk away from being manipulated by any new ads for harsh toxic detergents. For these corporates it's just a money printing machine, and unlike you, they don't care about your family's health. So just click the link under the video to join the non-toxic cleaning club that will allow you to clean your whole house for less than 10 cents per month. You'll also be helping the environment. And you'll stop supporting the guys who care for nothing but money with their endless toxic and expensive detergents. So why will this magic solution be your answer as well? Well, when researching this recipe, I found a blogger who was exactly in your shoes many moons ago. Her kids were developing all kinds of allergies from the harsh household cleaning products she was using, and she had a baby on the way. She tried to eliminate the chemicals that were causing the allergies, and went through so many different products to find one that doesn't cause the reactions in her kids and family. And when she finally discovered this awesome solution, all those allergies just disappeared like mist in the sun. She's been using it now for years without any issues, whilst saving a fortune. So you may be asking yourself, how does it actually work? How is it possible to dilute it that much, and still be blown away at how effective it remains at removing dirt and stains? Well, frankly, I don't know how it works, but I have read hundreds of reviews claiming that it works like magic. I have also tried it myself and have experienced it firsthand. All you have to do to test it for yourself is to click the link under the video. I sincerely hope that you do give this a try though, but it may not be for you. You may be hooked on some commercial cleaning product that does contain toxic chemicals, but you trust it. It's up to you, you can keep using it. However, you will be wasting so much money over the years, while exposing your household to toxic chemicals. Your choice. If however you want to try it, this is how easy it is. Just click the link under the video, Submit the form and we'll send you a download link. No catch, no nothing. It's as simple as that. So what's holding you back? It's totally free. Just click that link now, and you'll finally have the safe non-toxic solution you were looking for. Thanks, and here's wishing you and your family a clean and non-toxic household.